Today, I am going to tell you about the various compliances under the Companies Act 2013. Now, we can divide these compliances into three parts. Number one, there are certain compliances which are incidental to registration. Number two, there are annual compliances. Number three, there are compliances which are event based. We will take one by one all these three. Number one is compliances which are incidental to the registration. Now, every company after successful registration with the Registrar of Companies has to do certain compliances which are as under. Number one, to hold first board meeting within 30 days of incorporation. Normally, the agenda for the first board meeting is to elect chairman of the meeting, to take note of the certificate of incorporation, to take note of the registered office of the company. Registered office address of the company is normally communicated in the SPICE form at the time of incorporation. In case it is not done, then the company has to file it in form INC 22 within 30 days. Next is the opening of bank account. Every company has to open a current account in any scheduled bank and appoint the authorized signatory to operate that account. Then is the appointment of first auditors of the company. The first auditors of the companies are also appointed within 30 days of the incorporation. Next is the issue of share certificates. Every company has to issue share certificates to the subscribers who are subscribed to the memorandum of association of the company. Then is the commencement of business. Now, every company has to file Form 20A with the Registrar of Companies within 180 days of the incorporation. This is a must to start the transaction. In case the company failed to file this Form 20A, the company cannot do any transaction. So, commencement of business is very important. One has to do it within 180 days of incorporation. Another point is the director's KYC. Now, KYC has been introduced recently, which is very important. Every director has to do the KYC. They have to file Form DIR 3 KYC with the Registrar of Companies. Now, this has to be done within 30 days from the closure of business, unless and until this date is extended by the Registrar of Companies. So, recently this date is up to 30th September 2020. Now, if any director failed to file this form of KYC within the specified period, his DIN will be deactivated. Once this DIN is deactivated, then he has to pay a penalty of rupees 5,000 to activate this DIN. So, what I suggest, please take it very seriously and file your Form DIR 3 KYC with the Registrar of Companies. Now, I will take up annual compliances. In the annual compliances, first compliance, which is very important, is the holding of board meetings. Every company has to hold at least 4 board meetings in a financial year. Now, the gap between the 2 board meetings should not be more than 120 days. Next is annual general meeting. First annual general meeting can be held within 9 months from the closure of financial year, and then every subsequent annual general meeting will be held within 6 months from the closure of the business. The gap between the 2 AGM should not be more than 15 months. Next is the disclosure by the directors. Now, every year in the first board meeting, all the director has to submit Form MBP1, in which all the disclosure are to be made by these directors. Next is the preparation of director's report. Every year, director has to prepare a director report for the annual general meeting. Then preparation and circulation of financial statements. The statutory auditors of the company will prepare and sign the balance sheet as well as profit and loss account of the company which is to be signed by at least 2 directors of the company, and then all these financial statements are circulated well in advance to all the members and other stakeholders of the company. Then appointment of auditors. Now, first auditors are appointed within 30 days of incorporation, and they are up to the annual general meeting, first annual general meeting. Now, in this meeting, we can either reappoint the same auditor or we can appoint a new auditors. Next is the filing of MGT Form 7, which is annual return of the company. This annual return of the company has to be filed within 60 days of the annual general meeting with the registrar of companies. Then there is a annual form AOC 4 containing all the financial statements, directors' reports, etc., which has to be filed within 30 days of AGM. Then there is a maintenance of minutes. Then there is a statutory register. All statutory register are to be maintained by the company. Then filing of form DR3 KYC. This is a very important subject. Now all the directors are to file KYC form with the registrar of companies within 30 days of the closure of the business. Now this year this date has been extended up to 30th September 2020. If the director failed to file this form within the specified time, the dean of all these directors will be deactivated, and they will not be able to sign any form with the registrar of companies. To activate their dean, we have to pay a penalty, which is 5,000 rupees. So I suggest take it very seriously and file all the KYC forms of the directors within the specified time to avoid penalty. Then we are coming to the event-based compliances. Now there are certain changes which are taken from time to time in the company. Sometimes we change the directors of the company, we appoint new directors. Whenever there is a change in the directorship of the company has to file form DR12 with the registrar of company. Then if there is a change of registered office of the company, then we have to file same within the 30 days to the registrar of company. The registered office can be changed in the same city, registered office can be changed within the same state, across the city, from one state to another. So there is a procedure which one has to follow to file this form with the company. Next is change in authority capital of the company at the time of incorporation. If the authority capital of the company is not sufficient to diversify the company has to increase the authorized capital. Once we increase the authorized capital, there is a procedure which one has to follow, and then file the necessary forms with the registrar of company. If there is a change in the name of the company, that is also event based. We have to file certain forms with the registrar of companies. Similarly, there is a registration, modification of charges from time to time. So these are all event based compliances which the company has to follow from time to time. Thank you.
Subscribe and click on the bell icon to get corporate updates from Set India Biz. Set India Biz. Business begins here.